Hello guys, my name is Shubham Singh. I welcome you all in Education Tutorials. So let's start today video by reading the quote of Sadhguru. Life knows no failure. Failure exists only for those who are always comparing themselves with others. See, your life knows no failure. Life means your life does not know that you are a failure person or successful person. This they does not know. And if you are comparing yourself with other, that you are a failure person, you are not that much capable than like other person, so it's a very bad thing. You must not compare yourself with anyone. You are a unique, you have all other things in your mind, they have not that much thing. So be unique, be yourself, and I think it will be very good. So that's all. Okay, let's move on today's editorial. So our first editorial is that a game of chess in the Himalayas. It is a dispute between India and China. We all know that it is going on from many days, for along 2 months. And yesterday there was a meeting between the Indian foreign minister and China's foreign minister in Moscow. And we will discuss what's happened there. And the second point is that a game of chess in the Himalayas, and that is also about China and India border dispute, and that we will discuss it in a very brief manner later on. So our second article is that smoothing the houses rights of the urban poor. So it's a type of thing in which the poor people who have residing near the railway track, and those person who are living around that, the government, the Supreme Court have decided to rescue their houses. And we all know that India is not that much developed country that can totally remove the jhuggi and jhopdi from the railway track. So we all know that they are in very typical situation. They have not food to eat. They does not have anything. They don't have houses, they don't have land. So where they will go? This is a very big thing for our country, and we will discuss on in a very brief manner later on. And the last one is the pushback. And the pushback is the article from India, not China and USA dispute. It is of China and USA. Chinese students are caught in a broad brush US response to espionage. So it's a type of thing in which China students, along 1,000 students, are residing in China, and USA thinks that the Trump policy think that they are not doing a study, they are doing spying, means they are doing like a jasus and all. They are not thinking about their country properly. They are not patriotic towards the country. So I would like to say that this is a dispute between, we all know that USA is very tough in taking decision against China. So it is a very important step. So I would like to discuss all these things in a very brief manner. So start our discussion by our next topic. The first topic is our that glimmer of hope. So let's start the discussion in very brief manner. So let's start. So the glimmer of hope. India and China have taken the first step to begin real disengagement at the border. We all know that disengagement means they have taken the steps to make condition very good at the border. So the 5-point consensus reached by the foreign minister of India and China in Moscow on Thursday provides a glimmer of hope of the diplomatic solution. While thousands of troops from both countries remain deployed along the border, it is however only a glimmer. Each point outlined in joint statement have been affirmed previously by two neighbors, both in past boundary agreement and in talks held since June, that they have failed to de-escalate tension. So I would like to say that there are lots of tension between the borders from the right now. Many troops of the country, and many troops of the China also and India also have killed at the border. So it is a type of disengagement, that their troops will be deployed on that particular area, but the things which is happening right now is not going to happen. So it is a type of a peaceful meeting there in Moscow. The LAC remains tense, facing its worst crisis since 1962. Both sides have agreed to take guidance from previous understanding, including not allowing differences to become disputes. See, those countries which allowed we also don't want a war, and the China also don't want war. So where is the problem? The problem is there, if any types of differences arises, then we must think about that particular difference and not make us a dispute. Don't deploy much and more soldiers there. So I would like to say that deployment of lots of soldiers, making every differences as a dispute is not a very good thing, because we all know that we are all developing countries and China is one of the developed country also. The LAC remains tense, facing its worst crisis since 1962. Means it was the worst crisis from 1962, means in 2020 the thing which happened is the worst crisis. Both sides have agreed to take the guidance from previous understanding, including on not allowing differences to become a formulation of 2017 that has not lived up to its promise. They agreed the current situation suits neither sides. We all know that this is a type of situation which will never suit any side of the country. Troops should quickly disengage, maintain proper distance and ease tension. Both sides they would be abide by all existing agreement, continue dialogue and expedite work on finding confidence building measure to maintain peace. So I would like to say that both side have agreed. Both foreign minister of that particular country, S. Jaishankar, and that Chinese foreign minister, both have agreed on this particular dispute, that they will not going to deploy more and more soldier, and they will not make differences as a dispute. So it is a peaceful agreement between both these countries, and I think that it is a very good thing if this type of things happening in our country, in that country. Then we all know that right now we have to focus on our GDP, we have to focus on our means to provide food for the poor people of the country, provides everything for the poor people of the country right now. If we are focusing on this type of issue, because we all know that we are going on through a COVID pandemic, and this is not a very good thing. At the same time, stark differences remain, including on the key question of whether both sides will return into the status quo and to prior to China transgression. So I would like to say that status quo ante means the previously existed a statement affair. So I would like to say that transgression means that ancient that goes against law, rule or code of conduct of the offense. So it must not happen. The issuing of the joint statement was somewhat easily struck discordant notes on the key issue. So discordant is disregarding the code issue, and I would like to say that these things are happening in a very bad manner along the border area. India stressed that peace on the boundary was essential for ties, and the recent incident had impacted the broader relationship. The Chinese statement, on the other hand, sought to emphasize the importance of moving the relationship in the right direction and to put the border in proper context. China's statement also quoted India's foreign minister saying India believed China policy towards India has not changed, and it did not consider relations to be dependent on the statement of the boundary question. The characteristic of India's stand was a sharp contrast from Delhi's recent public statement, which have emphasized border peace as a prerequisite to taking forward the broad relationship. Moreover, a day before the talks, China official news agency issued a commentary placing the onus entirely on India to diffuse tension, accusing to India of reckless provocation. The China news agency have told that there was a reckless provocation. Reckless provocation means unbounded provocation. Means China, they are telling that India have always provoked to do this type of such type of things, and I think it is a very wrong statement from the China. To learn from history and reiterating that China will not lose any inch of territory. We all know that our Aksai Chin is in the hand of China, and we have not talked about that statement. Right now we have to talk about what's going on right now, and we must think that only right now, and if the tension is quite over, then in the future we must think about that. Will not lose a inch of territory. It is welcome that India and China have found something to agree on. Thursday consensus, however, is only the first step of a long road ahead. The continuing rounds of talks should be aimed sincerely at disengagement and not presenting a veneer of diplomatic engagement, even while China strengthens its hold along the LAC. India will need to verify before it can trust each of China's steps from now on. So I would like to say that it is a statement made by the China news agency, and I would like to say that they are telling that India have continuously provoked to do this type of things. They are not following the agreement, they are not following the peace, they are doing such type of thing, and I think it's a wrong thing, because any country will not say this type of thing if they have already done. And we all know that we are seeing the current situation on the news that China have continuously broken the LSE, and I know that they have always not followed the line of actual control. So it's all the thing between India and China. So we have already studied on this article, and our next second article is that the game of chess in Himalayas. So let's start this article also. In the standoff with China, India has two choices: walk into the trap that has been laid, or learn from the 1962 event. We all know that what happened in 1962 event, and I think that this is a very wrong statement, that learn from 1962 event. We are living in 1962's. We are not living in 1962. We are living in 21st century, and we are now living in 2020. And if we think that this is a thing right now, we must think on the border dispute and all this thing. I think it is a very bad thing right now, because we all know that in this type of situations, this is a, I think is a completely disgusting statement, that you must think about 1962. It is a type of provocation you are doing that, and if you are doing this type of things, you are not going to help anyone. So let's start the article. With the tension along the line of actual refusing to die down, despite the marathon military and diplomatic levels talk, the obvious question is that states at every stakeholder in this in 2020 another 1962, will the future in the uncertain, the present is undoubtedly tense. As stated by India's ex-chief minister, surely the most serious situation along the India-China border after 1962. So it's a statement between India-China border. The S. Jaishankar have talked with the Chinese counterpart at Moscow, and we all know that each and every country want peace. And I think if they are not agreeing with peace statement, I think it's a very bad thing for the country. And I would like to say that if this type of things are happening right now, it's not a very good thing, and the all country must think about that. So I would like to say that you can read this particular article and you can understand the situation. This is all about India and China border dispute, and I would like to say that this is a talk between India and China. This is the talk between India and China foreign minister, and this is all about the history, that what happened in the history of 1962 1960, and I think this is all about that time. You can read this particular article, and I will provide PDF of this article in my comment box. And I would like to say that this is all about, you can study, you can read this article, and you can understand what happened in the previous time, and how India have reacted in 1962. And right now, see, the thing is that China does not take India seriously, and China thinks that they have become superpower in economic and military power, and they think that they can do anything. And we all know that if this type of proudness comes in your mind, and if you start thinking that you are the superpower, you can do anything, you cannot grow. Any country which have this type of things, we all know that India exports a lots of things from China, and we all know that China is a biggest exporter for India, because if we are using any items of electronics, or that may be from toys or anything that belongs to China, and because you can see on the back side of the electronic item also that there is a written that made in China. So it is a very bad thing for our country, and I think that this both country must sit and take decision, take a peaceful agreement, make a peaceful agreement, and this type of things does not happen in our country in the upcoming day. So thank you. So this article is finished, and we will move forward to the last article. So this article is about the smoothing the houses right to the urban poor, and it's article on those poor people who have jhuggi and jhopri, that is around 48,000 slum dwellings situated along the railway tracks in Delhi. This is an article that 48 how people are living there, and government want to remove all them from because of the railway track or this type of thing. So we can read this article. The Supreme Court of India on August 31st ordered that removal of about 48,000 slum dwellings situated along the railway track in Delhi. A three-judge bench headed by the Justice Arun Misra is one of this last order before his retirement, directed state authorities to remove the Jhuggi Jhopri cluster in the railway safety zone with a period of 3 months. So Supreme Court of India have ordered that they must remove this Jhuggi and Jhopri in upcoming 3 months, and I think it is a clear order from Arun Misra and the benches of judges. So I would like to say that they want that they must not live on the railway track, and we all know that it is not a very good thing. Many types of accidents and people are killed, people die because of the train, and I would like to say that because that's for their own safety. The government and the Supreme Court of India has taken this decision. Most shocking, the order states that no court shall grant any stay with respect to removal of encroachment, and in case any such interim order is granted, that shall not be effective. So I would like to say that if these people are residing there, I will not think that government must only remove them from there. They must also provide a proper facility to them for the proper basic facility, that may be food, shelter and clothes. I would like to say that the government must provide them, because where they will go. India is not that much developed country that they can go anywhere, they can earn money. So India is not that much developed country, and if they will go, they will die. It's sure that someone will die, and I think each and every person means 50% will die, because they does not have anything. And in this COVID pandemic, when they will be removed from there, who I think you can all think on this thing, that which country or which people of that country, any country, will not take it as a burden. Right now in COVID pandemic, they will not give them, any people will not give them food also, because they think that they can bring something worse for their own family, and I think it's a very bad thing. And right now, if you are taking this type of decision, you are not going to favor for the public, you are doing unfavor for the public, because this type of things is a very bad thing for society. You can do encroachment, you can do everything, but right now in this type of pandemic, you cannot do this type of thing. Eviction amid pandemic. The Supreme Court ordered that the threats to leave lakhs of people homeless amid a health and economic emergency is callous and unconceivable. As the pandemic make urban informal livelihood more vulnerable, the UN Special Reporter on the right to adequate housing has called on member states. However, as in recent report of Housing and Land Right HLRN, over 20,000 people were displaced in 45 incidents of forced eviction between March 25 and June 31. So it's a type of thing. You can see the promise of the right up to housing efforts by Sudama Singh and Ajay is now unconscious order that prevents the court disability refuse to no political influence. So court also want no political intervention. It is a clear decision from the court that they must remove from in the upcoming 3 months. They must be not living on the railway side. So I would like to say that this is a clear statement from the court, and you must read this article. So our last article is pushback, and you can see this article. This is article between China and USA dispute, that the USA thinks that these students who are living in China, they are not doing their study, they are doing a spying work. They think that they are the most worse. You can study that. The Trump administration has revoked visas from more than 1,000 Chinese citizens, mainly students and researchers, deemed to risk to national security. Yes, the word national security clearly defines that what is the condition of that particular student. Owing to their alleged means not accused. Alleged means they are blamed. If they were accused, they will be put in jail or anything, but they are alleged right now. So the White House latest policy accusation has been housed under Mr. Trump May 29 announcement responding to China curbs on democracy in Hong Kong. Among the reasons stated was intention to block the entry of persons associated with slave labor, thought to be a reference to an alleged right violation of China's Uyghur Muslims. According to the Department of Homeland Security, the revocation is also targeting those who might engage in unjust business practices or attempt to steal coronavirus research, and more broadly abuse the student visa status to exploit the intellectual property of academia. The visas policy comes after the measures that have tightened the screw on the US immigration system, including halting the issuance of the green cards and skilled worker visas and challenging the issuance of the online mode due to the pandemic. However, in the engaged country were not targeted in the way that the Chinese citizens have been under this week's visa revocation. The deeper context is a cycle of hostile for tax exchange between Washington and Beijing, principally tariff. We all know that. See, the theme of this article is only that USA will not take any decision which is going to be favor for the China. And I would like to the thing which I want to say is that China must think that USA is not going to do any favor for them. And the condition of the student is right now is that they are alleged for doing spying things. The students are not doing any study purpose. They are not residing there for a study purpose. They are doing this type of things as a means they are not following the rules and regulation of visa also. So I think that Trump is very strict towards China, and any country which we all know that China have made trouble to each and every countries on this particular continent, or you can say that each and every continent China have spoiled the life of the people by coronavirus. And I think that no any country will have a soft corner for China right now. And I think this type of decision is going to make a very bad impact on the China economy, because we all know that if the students will come down and they will move forward to their own country, they will not complete their study there. I think it is a very bad, and China will suffer a lot from that. And I think that China must also think about that they must not do this type of things in the upcoming future, because the life of the people are right now have a story. We can see in India also that people who have bent for a study right now for in any other foreign countries, many students from India also goes from it. In China also, Indian students have been to China, USA, Russia, Iran, Iraq, means everywhere, means Ireland, New Zealand, means every country Indian students have went there to study and do any research purpose. But right now they are coming back, they have not completed studies there. And I think it's a very bad situation for our country, because Indian students are not thinking about that. Indian students think that if they will go there from now, they will also, Indian parents think that, if each and every parent think that if they will go there, they might have coronavirus or they will die. So this type of things happen in each and every country. And I would like to say that this is all about today's article. And this is my first video also of the editorial analysis. I think there was a lots of trouble, but right now I will assure you that from tomorrow or from next upcoming 5 or 6 days there will be good article, there will be vocab also, there will be everything. In the thing which I can provide you, I will provide everything. So please like, share and subscribe my channel. And the channel name is, you all know that, Education Tutorials by Shubham Singh. I will provide everything on Telegram. You can follow me on Facebook also, Insta also. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.